Hello, I don't usually do tutorials for the piano, but I've had so many requests of people asking me to show them how to play Come On Eileen on the piano that I have finally relented. So this is Come On Eileen, a #1 single in 1983 for Dexys Midnight Runners, and there are basically four sections, I think, four sections. There's a preamble at the beginning, which is an old Irish waltz in the key of F. Then there is the introduction to the verse. Which is also in F major. Then you have the tune in the verse, which is in the key of, which moves to the key of C. Then you have the chorus, which is in the key of D major. Then you repeat the verse and the chorus again, and you go into a kind of breakdown, which is in the key of D as well. So that's basically it. Those are the sections of the song. They're all in, well, most of them are in different keys, or they're in different rhythmic pulses. So it's quite complicated. It sounds quite like a simple song, but it's quite rhythmically and harmonically complicated. I'll start with the waltz at the beginning. It's an old Irish waltz in the key of F. It's played solo on the violin on the record. That's on the single version. It's not actually on this album version, but the single version, which most of you will be familiar with, has this. So you could just play it like that, or you could orchestrate it. Play it a little bit more minimally. And then you go straight into the introduction of the verse, which is in F as well. You'll notice that there's a rhythmic pulse in the verse, which is this. That's a very common beat that you get in, girl groups in the 60s. A lot of Phil Spector records have that. And the key thing is to just make that solid throughout the whole of the verse, and which can be quite complicated because you're basically syncopating that with the right hand. And then there's a slide, and you go straight into the tune bit of the verse, which modulates from F major down to C. The basic tune being played on the violin is, there's two notes there, but one of the harmonies I play here is for my thumb to descend with every chord change. So the chords are C, E minor, F major, then back to C, and then G major. So it's, and then my thumb goes down. Then into the tune. Same chords. So it's exactly the same chord sequence all through that verse. It's basically C major, E minor, F major, C major, and then up to G again. Notice that the chorus has moved up from C up to D, and instead of playing that Phil Spector, we're now playing in straight fours. So it's, the chord sequence is this. So it's basically D major, A major, E minor, G major, A major. So the chorus is a bit easier than the verse because you haven't got that syncopated. It's basically straight fours all the way through. And then you have this big rush. Instead of a slide like this, the slide is upwards, like that. So it's. So that's it. You basically repeat the verse again in C, and then you go back to the chorus in D major again. Then there's a slight pause, and then you go into the breakdown section, which is, well, it's basically the same chords as the verse, but they're moved up a couple of semitones, so they stay in, you're staying in D. So instead of, which is what you had in the verse, you have now, for this breakdown section, you're playing D, and then F sharp minor, and then G, and then back to D, and then A. And the way to replicate the record is to play it in a kind of stride piano. So, to make it simpler, you can do it just without the stride, without the big leaping stride. but this time you're playing the chorus in that stride piano style. So that's it, you basically play that to the end. On the record, of course, it fades out. You can't fade out on a piano. So I thought a quite nice ending is to hark back to that Irish waltz that you get at the beginning of the song. So instead of playing it in F, which is the key it's in at the start, you play it in D because you're now in the key of D. So the chords there would be. That's basically it. I'm sorry if that's a bit confusing, but I hope that's of some help if you're trying to learn the song. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, bye bye.